When Doja that song called Anxiety, I promise you, she made it for me. I have been a content creator and clothing designer for, over 15 years now. A friend of mine came over last night and said, I really admire you because you do it all scared. And I do. But that's not to say that the anxiety does not cripple me at times. I am a high functioning, high performing woman with anxiety. And if any of that resonates with you, I've got 4 tips that will make your life so much easier. Please keep watching this video. All right. First thing, what is anxiety and how is it different from fear? So I don't think I have a lot of fear. I think living in West Africa, where I've lived in environments where I've been so poor, I remember being in a situation where I had $10 and I could decide whether I was going to put gas in the car or I was going to eat, but I couldn't do both. Once you've lived with that level of financial insecurity and you've come out of it on the other side, not a lot scares you. I know that even if my bank account goes to 0 tomorrow, I will be able to get up the next day. So fear is different than anxiety. Fear has an object, right? There's something specific causing it. A bill is due. There's a bear in the woods. There's a man in the woods. Fear is very present tense and targeted. Anxiety, however, is abstract. Anxiety is fear without a clear object. It's a feeling of dread or unease or just being unsettled. It's typically about something vague or the future. Sometimes with anxiety, it's nothing that you can name at all. For me, I get anxiety around creating things. I get anxiety every time I know I'm about to create some content. It's not fear because what is there to fear? I could edit this, nobody could watch it, it doesn't matter. I get anxious because what if I can't perform? Or it's just vague. That's what makes it so hard to shake. I can't solve it the way I would solve fear. With fear, it's like that thing is dangerous, but with anxiety, it's like something's wrong and I don't know what. So y'all know I've been living with my mom. I get a lot of anxiety when it comes to creating content. I'm used to being in a space by myself and nobody's around. My mom is wonderful. She is a show producer. I actually want her to be on my team as I grow as a content creator. My mom also always has an opinion. And so sometimes I'm not really able to receive those. As a result, I'm like, no, and it's my anxiety and how it manifests itself. My anxiety will also get in the way of my success if I don't learn how to manage it. So on the one hand, where I push through and try new things in spite of feeling anxious, I think that my anxiety prevents me from being able to receive feedback that could make me grow better and further faster. So first tip for anybody who's dealing with this same sort of feeling is name it. When you see it, name it. For my mom, today, she was like, hey, that was rude. You don't have to be rude. And I received it. She was right. I don't have to be rude. And so when you see it, name it. Some days the anxiety appears as I don't want to get out of bed. Oh my gosh, I have to shoot all of this content. What if none of it converts? All of these things can happen. I can have a super, super long to-do list and it's like, I don't even know where to start with it. When I know I'm feeling anxious and that's why I can't get out of bed, the first thing I do is turn on YouTube and play some motivational affirmations. That's kind of why I came up with Wake Up, Choose Rich. A lot of you who know my story know that I was dealing with anxiety before I started the factory. I knew I wanted to start this factory. I knew it would be a large undertaking and I was getting anxious. So I wrote on my mirror, wake up, choose joy, conquer shit. And that is I live by that. And I think that we should all live by that, especially if you're watching this video and this message resonates with you. Wake up, choose joy, conquer shit. So the audio, wake up, choose rich is an answer to that because I want people to wake up, choose rich, choose abundance. You have to choose to take those next steps. Now, if you have medical needs, right? If you have imbalances that can only be sorted with medicine, I am not a doctor. I cannot tell you, oh my gosh, there are lanes and avenues for everything. All I can do is tell you mine. So if you need antidepressants, things like that, I can't speak on that. All I know is for me, it all starts with waking up, choosing to feel joy, choosing to get out of the bed, and choosing to conquer shit. It's truly all about the choice. So I immediately put on a YouTube manifestation audio. Maybe it's my own audio. Maybe it's somebody else's. Maybe I put on some really high energy dance music. Maybe I want to see beautiful African bodies moving. While all of this is happening, I convince myself that I just have to do one thing, and that's going to literally just change the trajectory of my day. So it's like, girl, all you have to do is take a shower. And if you can relate to what I'm going through in this video, you know that sometimes that's a big deal. All you have to do is get up, shower. Or if it's like, okay, girl, all you have to do is put together an Instagram post. That I can still kind of do that while laying down, right? But if I complete and do one sales Instagram post and start to get maybe a few comments, then I feel like I've done something. Now, the tricky part with using social media to get you out of your feelings of anxiety is sometimes social media is the exact thing that makes you anxious, right? To a certain extent, you are leaning on people to get you out of these funky spots. And the truth is, nobody can do it for you. I recommend get up, take the shower, create something that speaks to what your heart wants to create, and go from there. A lot of the confidence is in the completion. And once I complete one thing, I am off to the races. This morning, it was taking me a while to get out of bed. I have right now, gosh, I feel like I've shot maybe 7 videos. This is video number 8. I have 2 more left. I woke up, I put something on YouTube, I chose joy, and now I'm conquering shit. All right, this is step number 2, which is a new step for me because I'm unmarried and this is my first time living with anybody. But I know that it's very important to have the conversations with the people around you. I recognize my triggers and I want other people to recognize my triggers as well so that they know I'm not a bad person, but I'm going through some things. I just want to be so sincere and real with you guys. I don't know if it's smart to put all of these feelings that I'm having on the internet, but I care less about the haters and more about sharing these experiences with you guys in a real and vulnerable way. Whew. Okay. So I receive feedback from my mom. When I had the store, I receive feedback from customers all the time. And that's a large part, that anxiety is a large part of why I didn't work in the store every single day, is because it's hard to put your creative self out there for people to just judge so quickly. You know what I mean? It takes me time to figure out the best tie-dye colors and to figure out the styles that look good. And it's hard for people to then judge it really snap. Know that anything that you do with your heart, it will connect with other like-minded hearts. So you have to keep that in mind. Any conversations that you want to have with people to let them know, hey, this is where I may be able to use community understanding. I would really appreciate your love. I feel like those conversations only lead to big growth. It leads to strengthening relationships, and it leads to you feeling comfortable and settled when faced with similar situations. A lot of times, I think that we go through things so that we can know how to deal with it the next time and the next time and the next time. When you're putting yourself out there, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. So have the conversations with people. Use the community as medicine. Whether or not they're invested in you, these are the ways that you can have those conversations that will make you stronger and able to move on more and capable of dealing with all of your complicated feelings. The isolation of anxiety is very Western. And I know that Africans may not have a history, or people of color in general may not have a history of understanding mental wellness issues. I don't want to call it mental illnesses, but these are wellness issues, right? The act of talking to people is deeply communal. When people around you know what you're going through, that creates the opportunity for them to hold space for you instead of adding pressure. And that's really important. Number 3, I want you to create anyway. Ritual over motivation works every single time. With African wellness, everything is built around ritual. And motivation is very fleeting. I use it in the mornings just to give me that little push. But the ritual of you must wake up at this time, you must get out of bed at this time. Ritual says I show up because this is what I do. Motivation is extremely emotional and unreliable. I'm creating this because I do feel anxiety, but I know that creating helps me feel more in control. As I continue to create and get feedback, it normalizes all of the process for me. So then the next steps that I will reach professionally or as a creator, those may be hard, but it won't be because I skipped these formative steps. Even in my darkest times, I will still continue to experience growth. And that's all you can ask for. Create anyway, because the more that you put out there, the more normal it is to put things out there. And then you will feel more at home. My last tip is to create faster than your anxiety can shut you down. This is the way we're going to use momentum to help us get through everything, especially if some of your work involves social media. 9 times out of 10, you're thinking harder about what you're doing than anybody else is. So if you want to create and if you can create, go ahead, put your work out there, because by the time you can feel embarrassed about it, everybody's on to the next thing anyway. When I look back at pictures from early bombshell creations, I mean, some of those pieces were just not it. There's a dress that I had, it was like cut out on the titties. Like, it was just so much. It was just so OD, but it's like I was creating. It's an energy of don't stop when you're in the zone. Keep your rhythm strong. And keeping your rhythm strong is how you survive a hard season. We all know that when you have anxiety, there are times when your anxiety can just shut the whole operation down. Hopefully, my anxiety will not stop me when I have like 6 videos to edit. I really move like depression cannot hit a moving target. So once you've created an environment where you feel safe, just keep going because you can outpace the anxiety. I just want to say I am a child of refugee immigrants who has sold millions of dollars of clothes with her name and label in it. And every day I have to do some form of this magic to get myself to continue to move. If you feel this way, you are not alone. It is normal, but it is also conquerable. I'm rooting for you. And whatever you've got in your head, whatever you want to create, the world wants to see it. We want to enjoy it. So do your best to manage, to push past these complicated feelings, because we're all waiting for the gifts that you bring to the table. I love you, and if nobody's told you, I'm cheering for you. So let me know in the comments below if you try any of these tactics, if you needed these tactics, if you feel similar to how I feel. I got you. You're not alone. All right, I love you. See you in the next video.